By all means. Now make it a bit. Yeah.
It's probably not the best.
Oh, man. You had it?
Tuck it down as fast as you can. 1, 2, 3.
Felt nicer.
Don't know why you do that. Oh dear.
Good for the door.
You're going to live in a world of regret. Look at that. Look how much water. Seconds.
Absolutely wrong.
You liked it really, didn't you?
I did.
Do it like ball koozie.
Felt refreshing, I'm not going to lie. Wrong. Let me do it to you.
Folds is shaking his head. Hey, Folds is shaking his head. It must be bad. He's shaking. Look how disapproving he looks.
Ted, who'll pick you up for that one?
You can't keep doing that to me, mate. Coming to work in little red panties. You knew what he was doing when he put them on this morning. You know what you do. Ow! You're a little baddie when you got the red panties on. Special occasion and that.
Panty. Oh, come here. Come here, you dirty boy. Do that, bro. Oh, birds came from behind.
Prison rules. Shower block. Shower block him. So, it's Monday. Something's gone drastically wrong. So, we did have a CAT scan out and we scanned for electric cable, didn't we, Ryan?
We did.
However, little did we know that it's about, I'd say about 3 inch here. So it's 3 inches under the concrete here. So we scanned for it and found it.
Which is...
And then the minute we've put the bucket in the ground, it's just popped the cable. So we've had to ring, I think it's Western Power, deal with our local mains. And they're on the way out now to make it safe and to sort that out for us. But not a big deal, these things happen, it will get sorted out. However, at our expense now, so it's going to probably cost me, depending how generous they are, could be between 300 and 500 nicker. But yeah, such is life. It is frustrating though, because like I say, I don't know what the legal depths are on these things, but it shouldn't be that high, that's a fact. So it's whether they acknowledge that, but as you can see, it's quite heavily burnt here. There was a big bang and quite a few sparks. And yeah, so we've got to wait for them boys to turn up now and sort this out. Good morning, everybody. It is Nick at B&P Paving. Looks like we're gonna have another lovely day today. The rain's finally stopped. We've had some torrential rain in Nottingham over the weekend, but it's looking like we're gonna have a decent week. Again, I'd just like to thank all our new subscribers and old subscribers. Get to see a few of your names popping up all the time now, which is nice. We appreciate all your likes and comments and that. It's good fun on a Sunday answering some of the questions, having a laugh with you all. So we really appreciate it. We can't believe how well the channel has grown over the last 12 months or so. I don't think it's even that, it's about 8. But yeah, we're absolutely astounded how well it's going. So, and that's down to you guys really. So thanks for watching us. Yeah, also we've got to give a big shout out to Dave and Stevie at DJ Projects and Chris the professional struggler. Yeah, without them guys, it would have been impossible. So we appreciate all the collabs and shout outs and things that they've done for us, which has helped to build the channel. Yeah, we're just overwhelmed with it all, to be honest. It's just, you know, we didn't really think it'd be possible to do what we've done up to now. So hopefully it will continue to grow and get better. This week, we're doing a nice little driveway in Arnold in Nottingham. Straightforward little job. I'll hop out the van in a minute, give you a show round. But yeah, a bit easier than the one the last couple of weeks. Been a bit of a battle, that one has. And we've also, you know, the travel was quite a lot. It's quite far for us, so not overly, but just a little bit of a distance. So it was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, this one literally is about 4 minutes, I think 5 minutes from my house. So it's quite easy there and back. Makes life a bit easier and days a bit shorter. Yeah, let's hop out the van in a sec and give you a show round. Okay, this is this week's job. Probably looks a little bit bigger with this angle on, but it's about probably 60 square meters. So we've got to take this front wall down, excavate the driveway. I think we're going all the way to this back door here. Little drainage channel against the door, probably going into this downpipe. Pretty straightforward stuff, thank God. Nice easy job for the boys. Recessed manhole lid. Should be a dramatic change when it's done. Okay, so that's the machine arriving in good time. Ready to rock and roll, get digging as soon as we can. Having a bit of a problem here, it's all permits on this road. You've got to have permit and park inside these boxes, so obviously it's all parked up at the minute. We've got 2 permits at the minute between 4 cars, so we're trying to sort it out. But we'll get there. Machine's had a bit of work done to it. New bushes and pins, look. So all you lot can stop whinging at me now. I've had a bit of work done to it. Give me a break. I'm trying my best. Right, first things first. Chris and the boys just started digging. Me and Foles are going on a little mission now to McDonald's. Going to get some cold drinks. Because if I'm honest, I went out Friday night and I'm hanging out my hoop. I'm getting way too old. I can't do it no more. There might be a video knocking about and me stumbling around, so I might have to stick that on here for a laugh. But yeah, don't really drink very often anymore. It's probably about every 3 months I go out, but I still think I'm 18, so I was like a kid in a sweet shop and did about 7 pints of beer and a load of shots, and then the next thing my legs just went and that was it. Worst bit was, mate, I knew. No, like, I still had my mind was still working, but my body was just not cooperating. I was like trying to walk and I was like banging into things and
I got excited.
Got a bit jolly, yeah, bouncing off walls, bumping into people. I've been there 2 minutes not to drink all over some woman. I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here.
My guy.
Had to come home in a world of shame. So yeah, definitely not worth it. And it's reminded me now why I don't drink, so I'll have another few months off it. I don't mind a little one, like go on holiday, I'll have a few pints of beer in the evening, but all this session, mate, I'm way too old. And to be fair, far too good looking. So as you can see, she's coming out beautifully. Obviously this bit's the easy bit because it's all muck. This bit's the concrete, but fingers crossed it's looking thin, so it should come out quite easily. I'm going to take some of this wall down, I'm going to cut it, knock the wall down. Should be quite easy really. Just depends when we can get a grab lorry in and so on at the minute. Thanks for that, Christopher. So, it's Monday. Something's gone drastically wrong. So we did have the CAT scan out and we scanned for electric cable, didn't we, Ryan?
We did.
However, little did we know that it's about, I'd say about 3 inch here. So it's 3 inches under the concrete here. So we scanned for it and found it.
Which is...
And then the minute we've put the bucket in the ground, it's just popped the cable. So we've had to ring, I think it's Western Power, deal with our local mains. And they're on the way out now to make it safe and to sort that out for us. But not a big deal, these things happen, it will get sorted out. However, at our expense now, so it's going to probably cost me, depending how generous they are, could be between 300 and 500 nicker. But yeah, such is life. It is frustrating though, because like I say, I don't know what the legal depths are on these things, but it shouldn't be that high, that's a fact. So it's whether they acknowledge that, but as you can see, it's quite heavily burnt here. There's a big bang and quite a few sparks. And yeah, so we've got to wait for them boys to turn up now and sort this out. We're just taking down this section of walling for the customer. We've cut it off as clean as we can. The problem with these double skin walls is they're built with little bits and bobs, so it's very hard to sort of take it back. So what we're going to have to do is take it back as level as we can, put a new footing in, then try and rescue some of these stones here and rebuild some kind of pillar. But it's always a bit of a nightmare. This stone here is Bulwell stone. A lot of it was used early in Nottingham, and it's very hard to come by now. I don't think it's even quarried anymore or made. So to get extra pieces of this now is really expensive. It's like reclaim. A lot of the big wealthy houses, the old houses in Nottingham, have used this stuff, so they sort of claim it all for their own building projects. It makes it really difficult and expensive to get hold of. A ton of it's, I don't know, you struggle to get it, and it's getting it mitered to the correct sizes as well. It's a bit of a nuisance, so we're going to try and attempt now to salvage as best we can what we can with an attempt to rebuild this later on in the project. So you can't keep doing that to me, mate. Coming to work in little red panties. You knew what he was doing when he put them on this morning. You know what you do. Ow! You're a little baddie when you got the red panties on. Special occasion and that.
Come here. Come here, you jetty boy. Do that, bro. Oh, birds came from behind.
Prison rules. Shower block. Shower block him. So the lads, or the gentlemen from National Grid, have arrived, and they are now just getting ready to change the cable for us. So hold us up. I don't know, I'm looking at my watch like the time's on it, but it's hold us up a couple of hours, but such is life. So we'll get that fixed and get rocking and rolling. So the lads from DJ's just got here. Let's get his first load away, get some muck gone. So we've got National Grid here, so it's chaos at the minute. The electric boys are fixing that down there, getting that all sorted. We'll get this first grab away. So that's our first load of muck away. So we're just going to pop back and bring another one. You know, now they painted that black, it looks like a vehicle off, you know, Jeepers Creepers. It's not sounding too old, is it, that? A bit ticky. Fine there, we're making tracks. About dug out now. A bit of a mess as it is, but it's waiting for a grab to come and fetch that. So we're just tackling this muck now, getting there. The lads are starting to dig out the side path. I think that'll be last. So the problem we've got is this, we need to get the load up here into this corner because it's the reach on the grab's not long enough at the minute. So Chris is going to have to try and get back in here and move it up slightly. So that's us dug out near enough, ready. Gonna have it half load in the morning, but we'll have a bit of tinkering and hand digging to do down at the bottom and down here. So waiting for the lorry to come, but it's not coming till about 4:30, and we don't do overtime at B&P Paving. So he'll come and get rid of this, and then we'll crack on in the morning. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning. As you can see, the grab lorry's been and collected all the muck we'd left site yesterday. The weather has had a little turn for the worst. It's, well, is it spitting? Yeah. Chucking it down, borderline. Oh. Chris is refusing to work. What's going on, Chris? What's happening for you?
Well, if the digger didn't work, you put petrol in it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, the operator needs food!
You're doing the dry one.
Oh, tell him again!
Bro, it's not really dry in here. It drips a lot. It's drier than us. Well, actually.
Oh, no, he's got a bit of water on his leg. Oh, poor Chris. Oh, bear in mind, we're all stood outside in the rain. Getting drenched and that. Man's going to argue.
500 degrees.
500
Dripping in sweat.
You had AC on.
It's got the AC.
AC.
You had the little fan up your top. Show everyone your little fan.
Look at the AC unit.
It's got a little fan look, and he plugs it into the fag lighter and puts up his t-shirt. And he's also, look at his little Bobby Spiral, obviously all the crisps are available. This is his little holder because it hurts his little arm.
Chris, why is the fan broke?
Skin is so delicate.
What?
Why is the fan broke?
Why is the fan broke, Chris?
I'll throw it to my temper, I imagine.
Because
you inform me, I can't remember this.
Little,
yeah, a little temper tantrum went, ah, through it.
It
Well, it's mine. If I want to break it, I will.
Well, you ain't got one now, yeah, it's broke.
No, it works. Never. I refuse to work. I'm on strike. I'm not doing it.
Chris, you're responsible as a man to feed yourself, you know. Like, in our job.
Nick, did you have breakfast this morning?
Actually, I didn't.
Ooh.
Just today, but normally I do. It's Adam Hardy, lot. Is this your cue to send one of us to the shop to feed you?
No matter, I just had this water from 3 weeks ago. I'll go shop for you, but I'm going to buy you a dummy.
Oh, a dummy.
I need one myself sometimes, but... Get a 2-pack for both of us. Get a 2-pack for both of us. 2 packs of dummies.
There you go. Hey guys, a banter aside, we are going to continue digging, hopefully not hit another electric main. Get this reduced dug to a 4. It's about 6 inches here, it's down to a foot down here. So a little bit of tinkering around, get a little pile of muck ready, the lorry's on its way. And we'll get a load of stone in, maybe probably another half. It's going to be about 20, 25 tonne of stone in here. We'll get that whacked in today and get these materials ordered for tomorrow. Hopefully get it all laid, ready to rock and roll Thursday, Friday. We're nearly dug out now. The weather is absolutely shocking. Like, if you can see the amount of mud now, it's just not stopped, just constantly chucking down with rain, look. So we battle on, we're not giving up. We need to get this dug out and stoned up today. We've got the lorries coming and so on, so we've got obligations, we've got to meet them. But yeah, bit of a nightmare, making it very difficult, I apologise, to record, so it could impact the length of the video. I've already knackered up one phone, my speaker and my bloody microphone's got wet, and so yeah, it's a nightmare. As well as all the time-lapsed all this, it shows you what we were doing, but yeah, it's one of those things, unfortunately. I think I'm going to nip to Mackey's and treat myself to a coffee, as I haven't had one this morning yet. So yeah, rock and roll. Needs most boys and girls. Go and get the coffees for the boys. We're all wet through, we're all wet through, absolutely drenched. Chris in is in the machine, but if you ask him, he's wetter than everybody else. Yeah, bit of a nightmare. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's like torrential. So I dare say it's like it's across the UK at the minute. So good for the garden, not so good for the landscaping installers. So yeah, grab a little cheeky coffee at Mackey's. We were just saying about the code of the drive-through. There's unwritten rules, man. You don't mess about the drive-through. Rule: you don't ever let somebody push or push in front of somebody who's ordered before you. You know, when it comes to that, there's always that little cross junction into one lane when you get to the drive-through. Someone will order before you, and you have to let them go. But if they do it the other way around, honestly, it's bad news. We know the rules of the drive-through. Don't fold it.
We do, mate.
You don't mess about. You don't push in front. You don't let anyone push in front of you. I die for it, man.
Never let anyone push.
Die for the code. I'm telling you now, if I get to that little fork in the road and someone's ordered after me and they push in, I'm getting out. There's words being had.
Oh, ram them.
Ram them.
Ram them, bro.
We don't mess about. Anyway, we better get back to site and cry. Get even wetter.
Welcome to Childish Things of the Week. Old Bert's is
rolling up con on a special cig here.
rolling up a ciggy, and we're getting a snap, look, and we're crushing the snap up. Oh, the little childish things.
Let's top this bad boy.
Let's have a look, wait, let's look into that. Come on, let the people see. And now he's topping it up with a little backy, look. He puts some backy on top.
Right.
Oh, you need to get it from the end so we can't see it.
Yeah, I'll get it out. Oh, it's gone all greasy. Oh, this is it's gone greasy.
It's gone what?
Greasy.
You need to get them snaps out the end of it. Yeah, use this little thing, this little jabber.
Put a poke up.
Poke that down it. Oh, the laughs we had. Oh yeah, put some fresh on top. You'll never know.
And voila. Here we have it.
Look at that, people. Look at that.
Here we have it.
He's gonna have a little snappy. He's gonna go and give it him. And
Let's get rid of the evidence.
we need to video him having it though, don't we? Or it's not gonna be funny.
So what we'll do, we'll have to give it, let him smoke a bit. And then we'll have to pull up on him and see what's happening.
Okay.
Off he goes, look.
Don't make you laugh. Right, let's go. Shower, innit?
Yeah, look at that man, the myth, the legend.
We stood here in rain. We're watching Wiener Boy. He's got his coffee. Look at him. Look how happy he is. Having coffee.
Dry.
Dry, smoking ciggy.
No, I'm not doing it no more. I quit.
Show the people then what you do.
I don't smoke no more, bro.
Oh,
It's menthol.
zoom in on him. Smells of joss sticks coming out of there.
Smell like joss sticks.
I don't know what these boys are up to.
You stood in the rain, bro.
The viewers are not finding that I smoke.
The viewers want to see you smoking.
The viewers ain't finding that, I smoke.
I might go to that spa and get food, you know, I'm starving. I told them I'll quit. Lie to your mama.
Nah, people can't find that.
How's your ciggy taste?
Why? What are you done to it?
Bert's crushed up a load of snaps in it.
They snap it. Pretty snappy then, doesn't it?
Have a drag.
Snaps, is that the
How
best
is
you
it?
come up with?
Yeah, that, to be fair,
Is that the limit of your fucking...
I looked after you again, because you know what he wanted to put in it?
What?
The piece of skin that he pulled off his finger.
Oh.
And I was like, that's disgusting, don't do that. Just put a snap in there. Looked after you again. Does it taste good?
Skin in it. This is absolutely ridiculous. So we're just waiting for a grab lorry now and we're stuck in the van. Like, it's kind of been like this now for an hour, so it's going to be a difficult day, I think. So as you've seen, we have been the victim of what I could only describe as a flash flood. So now we're all completely caked in mud. The ground's turned to slop, so we're just trying to scrape some of the slop off and get rid of it because it just contaminates everything. If you put the stone down, it just turns to mush, so we're getting some of this off. We might have to just leave the stone in a pile and to allow for the driveway to dry. If you can see, Chris is sinking here. I keep telling him not to keep moving around, but he don't listen. But yeah, it's yeah, nightmare weather. Right, we're throwing the tile in. We've done as much as we can do. We've knocked 15, 16 ton of stone about. It's not enough. We need some more. It's probably going to be last thing today or tomorrow morning. So we're quitting for the day. We're all soaked. We've got soaked, dried off, got soaked again, dried off. We've had enough. Give credit where credit's due. Many would have thrown the tile in. We haven't. But yeah, there's no point hanging about for the stone because it could be 3-4 hours. So such is life. We shall continue tomorrow.
Now make it a bit.
It's probably not the best.
Oh, man. You had it?
Tuck it down as fast as you can. 1, 2, 3. Don't know why you do that. Oh dear. You're going to live in a world of regret. Look at that. Look how much water. Seconds.
Absolutely wrong.
You liked it really, didn't you?
I did.
You were like ball koozie.
Felt the pressure, I'm not going to lie. Wrong. Let me do it to you.
Folds is shaking his head. Hey, Folds is shaking his head. It must be bad. He's shaking. Look how disapproving he looks.
Ted, who'll pick you up for that one?
Just before we go, I'm going to get this road washed down. The weather's supposed to be drying out today, tomorrow, so this horrible clay will get stuck everywhere. It'll be a mess. We'll give it washed down. Hopefully when the stone's in tomorrow, we won't have to track it all about anymore. Will we, Foldsy?
Hopefully not.
Because we don't like mud, do we?
No, we
It makes us cry.
It does.
I'm just going to put myself on camera to show how bad I'm looking. This is the kind This is the kind of day I've had. Look at the absolute state of it. Mess. Had enough. Look like a working man. The air of a wild man. Got centre parting again, look. Bringing it back, bro. I'm going to have an undercut, little curtains and that. And everybody, let us pray for a better day today. I'm not gonna lie, I've got to laugh about it or I'd cry. We've had a rough couple of days. Like I say, we hit the electric on the, it was unavoidable. We hit the electric on Monday, all sorted, but it held us up. And then yesterday when we thought we'd be able to catch up, all hell broke loose with the weather. So it was just a nightmare, but we've managed to get a fair bit of the stone down yesterday afternoon. And we've got another pile arrived last night. So we're ready to knock that around, get on top of things. Not sure where we're gonna get today. I'd like to have laid something, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, these things happen. So and then today it's already sunny and it's going to be about 30 degrees, so you can't call it. But good for the driveway anyway, it'll dry it all out a bit. So yeah, just waiting for Chris to arrive shortly and we'll get on this machine and we'll get this stone knocked about and in. Okay, so as you've seen, that's the majority of the stone knocked about with the machine. The lads are just starting to graft it now with the rakes, get it all knocked about nice and level, and we'll get this bad boy whackered, ready to rock and roll. Sun's finally come out, so thank God. We should have a good day today. We've got to get some work done. Happy days. So, that is the stone all raked in and knocked about, ready for whackering. And we're just going to travel now to the builders merchants and pick up, we're going to put eco drainage around the house. I want to return a corner into that pipe there. And that's the plan. So, that's the next job. However, delivery's probably not going to get it now till lunchtime. So we're going to go fetch it so we can crack on. Which means lugging a load of stuff about in a van. So, me and Foldsy have set off on our little mission to Frankie's in Daybrook. We're going to go collect some drainage channels, ballast, etc. so we can get on with this drainage, and then we'll do a little tutorial with you guys and show you how to put it in and why. Won't we, Foldsy?
We really need to.
It'll be so interesting.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait to put this drainage in. It's one of my favourite things to do. We are at Frankie's. Man, that Foldsy's going in because I feel like being lazy and sitting in the van. I'm too hot and bothered, can't be bothered. Get this sand, we're getting 10mm ballast, cement and some drainage channels, and then we'll get stuck in and get them installed for you. Ladies and gents, we are going to begin installing the eco drainage channels. You can see the boys have pickaxed some of the stone out. Chris has begun chucking a bit of gear in, so they're ready to start going in. And I'll hand you over to Chris from this point onwards. Talk about these drainage channels.
About the channels, right. Can you see me? Am I in picture?
I'll just tilt it up a little bit. There you go. You're in.
Welcome viewers to another edition of Installing Eco Drains. So, first thing we're going to do is get your trowel, and there's these little togs on here, and we're just going to run that down like that.
You show yourself up now.
Show myself up. Oh, for God's sake. Start again.
Cut!
Good. Welcome to an edition of Installing Eco Drains. So, first thing, we started on this corner. We're running them this way. So, you want the little interlocking togs, those bits. We'll say that's the male adapter because this sounds professional. Facing that way. Because it's going to be easier. And then the female can click into it like that. If you put it the other way, you got to try and lift them up and it just becomes a headache. Next thing you're going to do, you've got these little togs that you don't want on the side. It's going up against the flat surface. So you're going to run down like this, here, and just take them off. This is the 4th attempt.
And that allows it to sit flush to the wall, otherwise they hold it slightly 10mm away from the wall.
Here. And then what we're going to do is, you can get corner brackets for these, but I've had the set square on it and this is not exactly square, so I'm going to cut an angle. So you're going to overlap it we are going to bend these down so we get it flat. This here up to the edge. So you can see that's not quite square. I'm going to mark that. And then basically you're going to go from the corner to the corner, cut an angle, which is roughly about 45. And then that's going to set us up from there. And we're going to cut that now. See you soon. Right, so that corner's in and finitoed. Levels are set. So you can see there we've cut that angle across there. These boys are cleaning poop out.
Cause he's got the poo on him. He's got the poo on him. Show me poo stick on him.
Oh.
He's got the poo stick.
Bad boy invention.
Yeah, I like to say this is we've got what's it called on this?
Zoom
Patent pending on this. Patent pending.
Let's take you in for a closer look. Oh, we're getting there. Full jet. Anyway, back to the real stuff. So, yeah, we've cut that angle across. Like I say, when you want to use a corner unit or cut an angle is, whether it's square or not. So if you put a corner unit on and it's not square, these sides click in, and what happens is it'll start pulling out there, and then you'll try and push it back in and it'll pull back out on the sides, and it's a bit of a nightmare. It just doesn't work well. You have to block something up against it, stop it pulling. It's just a bit of a headache. I say this is not exactly square, and then when we got back to the corner, that is not square to that. So it wouldn't look good as well if we cut an angle there, put a corner unit on. So we're going to cut angles on both of them, make them look good. You can see that runs in line, so you want to try and keep these running in line like that, which looks nice. And then we'll get in there, file that down a bit. When it's set, silicone, and you're away. What we'll do is set you into a little time lapse. Camera shot. Don't know why, because he's so beautiful. Doesn't like it. Right, time lapse. Let's go.
As if by magic, John Hastings have arrived. We're just unloading bulk bags of sand and all our blocks. So fingers crossed we might get something laid today. It's currently about 11:30. We've got to get the drainage in now. It's going to take about an hour. I don't think we'll get it all laid today, but we should get something done, I'd hope. Flick over to a time lapse. Watch this bad boy get unloaded. So we finally got all the drainage set. We're only getting it off late today, so we screwed it off of it. I'm just starting to lay up now. Flick over to a time lapse. Get this bad boy laid up. Okay, so that is us half laid up. We're going to get the rest laid tomorrow. Manhole's in. We should go over to Chris, who's going to record the video for us next week. So you guys have a good weekend, enjoy, and we shall see you next week. It's a broken man. Look, it's a shambles. Look, he's had it. It is hot today, isn't it?
It's a bit wow.
Yeah, it's bad news. Good for the driver anyway, it's dried it all out.